Hi, I'm Meaghan Chitwood, and welcome back to From Overlooked to Consistently Booked. I help sales professionals and business owners build strong, effective referral networks so they don't have to chase business. It comes to them. Each week, we break down what actually makes people refer you, trust you, and talk about you. This week, we are talking about why your network has no scorecard with Brock, my EOS Implementer. Brock, I want to hear more about your story. I mentioned in the lesson that I did that you didn't implement EOS into like a corporate setting. You implemented it in your donut shop. So tell us how that whole thing played out.
I wish I'd implemented it in the insurance agency we did. That would have made things a lot better. But for the donut shop, we started, and we knew we didn't really know what we were doing. We'd never started a business before. I had never been in food service before. So we just kind of had a dream that it would work. And we both worked our tails off to try to make that happen.
So why donuts?
Because everybody hates insurance, but everybody loves donuts. You know,
that
you
makes
show
sense.
up with a box of donuts. I mean, everybody gets happy. You know, you show up as an insurance with your rate increase. People don't like you very much.
That is so funny. So I had a moment in time where I had a crisis of, do I want to do this anymore? And I looked at buying an ice cream shop because I felt like no one could be mad at you if you were handing them an ice cream.
That's
so
right.
I get it. I totally get it.
That's right.
Yeah. So you implemented, or you started the donut shop.
Right. So my wife and I were both, we started a year and a half after we got married because I guess we were bored. And for the first 3 years, we were both 70, 80 hours a week. It's 24 hours. Somebody's in the store working, making donuts or selling donuts. And really high turnover, probably 70% first year turnover of employees. And a lot of inconsistencies, which resulted to customer complaints, which resulted in not a lot of profit at the end of the day. And so after 3 years, we started questioning why we were doing this. And that's when someone handed me traction. I guess they could see my sleepless, bloodshot eyes and like, this guy needs help.
So is this like a customer or somebody that was a friend of yours?
So there was a business owner group that had been inviting me for a long time that I finally went to, and they, another EOS implementer, was giving kind of a presentation on business and handed out books. And so the subtitle of it was Get a Grip on Your Business. I'm like, oh, well, I should read this.
Okay, so you started the implementation journey. Then,
right. So we did not use an implementer because my wife said, you have not paid me yet. You are not going to pay a coach to come in here and help you do this. You're just going to have to figure it out. So I went online, I watched all the videos, I read the books, and I just took our team through the process. And it took us longer, but it still worked. Almost immediately it worked. And my wife was able to pull back her hours. We finally started a family. Her hours kept coming down. We hired better people. We kept those people longer, got things consistent, started supporting our family. And then, 3 years ago, I realized I was never on the schedule anymore to make donuts or sell donuts. And it was an amazing feeling.
Right? It was kind of like, yeah. Yep. So what made you decide then to jump into being an EOS implementer?
Over the last 10 years, as customers come in who are business owners, we're always complaining about the same thing. You know, I'm putting out fires all day. I'm just working too many hours. People are hard to find. We can't keep them. It's not worth all the effort. And so my passion really shifted from I love my customers to I love my employees to, wow, these people need help. Mm-hmm. Like you make so many sacrifices to start something, and eventually it should pay off. And a lot of times it doesn't. We just get stuck in this business and never get the freedom to control our time and finances and the impact we're hoping to have on the world.
I think a lot of people, I am one. I started getting into business because I wanted more freedom. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any freedom when I had a job, and I wanted more freedom. But it gets to the point where it's like, where did the freedom go? Yeah. But EOS really does help you it ultimately helps you find that.
Yeah, and that's so when I got out and we started talking about what else I wanted to do with my time, because they really didn't need me much anymore, then I just went to Detroit. I'm like, you guys are amazing. How do I help other people do this?
Yeah. So I had a similar experience recently where I said, wow, I've got a lot more free time because we have a great team and a high performing team.
Do.
We're about 18 months into the journey, so we're not all the way there yet. And I went to my mastermind group and I said, I've got free time. I need help figuring out what I'm going to do with it. And they said, start another business. I was like, well, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. I'm looking for other things. And all of them really didn't understand. So I was like, no, I don't think I want to do that because I tend to do that. And so
let me just throw out that there's no female implementers in Alabama. I'll just throw that out there for a minute.
So one of the things that you learn in EOS is you're constantly looking at who are possible, right? Watch list, kind of who are possible people that could be really, really good. And you did tell me that I was on your watch list for all of that. Yeah. It would be a good hook. I'm just trying to find a hobby first.
Right. Okay. Hobbies are good. You should do that.
Absolutely.
So funny enough, when I got down to 40 hours a week, I was like, this is amazing. So I picked up chess. I've always hired coaches. So when I picked up chess, I'm like, I want to get better at chess. So I hired a coach that was across the world in Turkey, started taking lessons. When I became an implementer, I hired a sales coach. When we got the donut shop, I had 2 mentors there to kind of help me. So I'm a big believer in coaches. Everybody needs a coach. But hobbies are good.
Why do you believe everyone needs a coach?
Because almost everything I've done, I've not gotten better until I had a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I played chess for years and my level just stayed there until I got a coach and all of a sudden I jumped.
Yes.
Same thing with the donut shop. Now you just get that outside perspective and accountability. And even in my own donut shop, so I've been running our quarterlies and level 10 meetings for 10 years now. And just recently I had another implementer run that donut shop sessions without me. I didn't even go. And just because I felt like in order for them to break through that next ceiling, they needed that outside accountability and perspective. And they loved it.
Well, and I'm going to say this, one of your best parts of the sales pitch, I know you weren't pitching me, but the best part of your sales pitch that you weren't actually pitching was when you said it took you 5 years to implement, but you can implement in a year if you have an implementer. And I was like, I want to go fast instead of... not spend money. So similarly, and we've been able to go really fast.
Because you have been really, your get stuff done core value really takes with your entire leadership team. They all believe in it. They are very representative of that. And so that journey typically takes about 1.5 to 2 years, but y'all really have moved fast and gotten stuff done. And I've been.
Well, and I think, and this relates back to all relationships. We talked a little bit about relationships in the last episode, but it talks about all relationships. When you finally trust people, you can just have honest conversations with them. And when you have the honest conversation, it is, we are going to go fast. We're going to go as fast as we can. And we want to make sure we're getting stuff done. Are you one that's willing to get stuff done? Yeah. And here we go.
And what I really found interesting with BNI is that, and working with some other BNI executive directors as well, you guys pulled from the best of the best. You have an entire region of 600, 1,000 people. Your whole leadership team own businesses.
Yes.
But at the same time, without the system, they still struggle. Like you still struggle because you have the best of the best in your leadership team. Why isn't this thing working?
Yes.
But EOS really just kind of pulls all the best business stuff into one system that just helps you use those people, I think, more effectively.
Well, and I find it to be very, to me, in my head, it's a very clear process and having a very clear process. And I think that's one of the things with BNI that I'm trying to help with more with members is, can I just make this clear on what the actual process is that you have to go through? Yeah. We have 5 things you've got to be able to do. I still don't feel like I'm got them in order of 1 through 5 as well as we could. But that's what I love about EOS is that it's just a very, very clear system that you can implement one piece at a time.
Well, but y'all are doing it, as a member, I see it all coming down. And so the whole process, everything about it has gotten so much easier, better, faster. Like I've enjoyed seeing it as a member of a chapter. Yeah. All the changes come through.
I have been stunned at the number of people, random people going, I hear you're implementing EOS. And it being like a big credibility builder in their minds as well. And then, of course, I tell them all about our experience in doing it. But I didn't realize how much that, I think it's just, when somebody's doing EOS, they're serious about business.
Yeah. And it has grown, the brand has grown a lot in the last 5, 6, 7 years. There's over 35,000 companies now running on EOS with an implementer. And it just helps spread the word.
Yeah.
And everybody see how that it really works.
Yeah. I am a part of a group that is business owners that have to qualify it. You have to have $1 million business or above, and almost every single person is implementing EOS. Running it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've always said, I think any business you can get any business, I think, to $1 million on just grit, white knuckling, right?
That's right.
And then when you go beyond, it's like, okay, now we got to get organized because things are going to drop.
Unless you're going to keep pushing 80 hours a week or 90 or 100, there's no way to.
Sustainable. Yeah, absolutely not sustainable.
Yeah.
So in the next segment, we are going to flip the script. I'm going to have you grill me on our experience in implementing EOS, so that everybody can get to know a little bit more about like how it works, and we'll talk a little bit about the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. So referrals don't come from chasing; they come from connection. And when you build the right network, business follows. If this was helpful, subscribe to more conversations like this. And if you're ready to grow through referrals, check out a BNI chapter near you by going to bni.com.